Welcome to the Progressive Mind Show. This is Senna, aka Alinko, and we're going to be talking today to two distinctive individuals in the Ghanaian community. My name is Senna, aka Alinko. It is 11 minutes past 6 p.m. Today is October 23rd. We're glad to be coming your way again. If you just tune in, we're on Facebook and YouTube. This is your #1 Diaspora Community Radio Show, and we entreat you to be part of this very important conversation. It is a race for the Chicago National, Ghana National Council in Chicago, the Ghana National Council presidency in Chicago. This office is very, very important in the diaspora. Why? We in the diaspora, especially Chicago, have a very diverse community or diverse cultures. We pride ourselves as the African community within this diverse culture in Chicago as one of the very thriving, the Ghanaian community as one of the very thriving African communities in Chicago. The Ghana National Council have distinguished themselves in when it comes to community events, promoting African culture in general, promoting the Ghanaian culture and royalty, bringing people together. Most recently, now I won't say most recently, but one of the very innovative initiative in the city to bring impact to the people and lift up the name of Africa and Ghana in general is their community health initiative, the community health clinic, I think it's called. This is something that has been around, that's catering and helping people. They also have the Ghana Fest. Ghana Fest has been around for over 30 years, one of the biggest festivals in the entire United States when it comes to promoting African culture, specifically the Ghanaian culture. So the Ghana National Council, per its leadership, per its role, per its performance, and just its initiatives here in the diaspora, has taken a pole lead. And it's very significant that we look forward to who will be steering the affairs of this very important office. Here in the studio, I have my brother. We all call him Kakape, but his name is Mr. EFFAH AMEYAW. He will be speaking to why he is running for the office of the Ghana National Council. We are asking our audience to pardon us for starting a little late. Later in the conversation, later in the show, we'll be talking to his opponent, who is Dr. EUNICE CROMWELL. She's also running for the same position. She's currently the vice president. EFFAH also plays a very significant role in the setup of the council. He is a PR, but I'll give him the next few minutes, maybe 2 minutes, to tell us about his background, and then we can dive into why he wants to run for the office and what he can do for this, not only the Ghanaian community, the African and the diaspora community, and of course, Chicago. Mr. EFFAH, thank you once again for coming to the show. You are not a visitor here. You are not a new person. I'm glad you were able to take time to make it this evening. First of all, who is EFFAH AMEYAW for anybody that's watching the show for the first time or watching you for the first time?
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Alinko. Before I do the introduction, as courtesy demands and as part of our culture, today is a sad day. We've been hit from Ghana with the death of the former First Lady, Nana Kunedu Ajiman Rawlings. I think that we need to pay homage to our elders. We need to pay respect to, a great leader like that who just passed. The husband is already gone, and today being a day as sad as it is, we want to send our condolences to the family, to the government, to the children, and we pray that she will find peace in the bosom of the Lord. So let us know that one day born, one day you're gone. And the most important thing is that once you are gone, what will you be remembered for? I think that when we take lead from some of these great leaders, this is what pushes us to also contribute our quota towards the development of our nation, toward the development of our community, and toward the development of mankind. Thank you.
Well said, my brother. You want to maybe move, if you want to move to the left a little bit for me. There you go. That's perfect. And thank you for acknowledging that and taking time to make a comment regarding the fall of a great giant of not only Ghana, but the entire Africa. And so may her soul rest in peace, the late Mrs. Nana Kunedo Ajima Rawlings, former president, former wife, and first lady of the late President Jerry John Rawlings of Ghana. Again, thank you for taking time to do so. Now, having said that, people want to know now who this gentleman is. He's a Ghanaian. He lives in Chicago, belongs to the Ghanaian community. Outside that, a little bit, maybe a little bit about who you are and what you represent.
Yeah, thank you very much. EFFAH, it's a community organizer. I'm known by the name Kakape. For most people, don't even know me by my official name. My official name is EFFAH. I've been in the Chicago area for the past 15 years. And within these 15 years, I've dedicated most of my time serving the community and being part of the development that we see going around. I am currently an executive member of the Ghana National Council. I am the Sergeant at Arms. There are 3 elected positions: the President, the Treasurer, and Sergeant at Arms. Before that, I have been Sergeant at Arms for 2 terms. And before that, I was a PR, and before that, I was an assistant PR. I've served under 3 administrations, and I'm here not just to stand for elections, but I believe that in our life, and as we go on and throughout the things that we do in life, there comes a time when you want to stand up. You stand up for the things you believe in. You stand up to make sure that the changes that you're looking for that has not happened, that you make it happen. You come in and make sure that, there is inclusion, that the community is strong, and that we all are going to live in oneness, togetherness, and make sure that everybody is included in the decisions that we make, and that everything that we do, we do consultations. We make everybody feel a part of all of us, in so much so that we can be stronger, we can be well placed in the diaspora, and that the things that we do, we get a recognition, and our people will ultimately be happy for that. So I stand before you, and I can recall and recount. Taking you, Alinko, as an example, we share a lot of things in common. In the media space, the progress that you've made, I would have wished that more would have done. And before you progress from the other end to this part, there were a lot of, business proposals and things that you were doing to grow the media space in the community. It is all part of contributing to the community. And, the media space that you occupy and what is helping within the Ghanaian community, how do we sip all of that in? So the larger Ghanaian community, how do we grow? So it is just by time and by constitutional provision that the presidency of the Ghana National Council elections have come to place. And some of us are stepping up to make sure that the change that the Ghanaians are yearning, are looking for, that I will bring them in. And not just only that, but to make sure that, we put in place specific policies that will grow the community, that will make everybody feel a part of us, and that will include every single Ghanaian in the Chicago Midwest area. Thank you.
Fair enough. That's beautiful. Thanks for taking time to give us a bit background of who you are. You talked about, you basically have mentioned some of the things already that you intend to do for the Ghanaian community should you win the presidency of the Ghana National Council. For folks who are watching, I know you have a manifesto, you have a vision to run for this office. So maybe you want to take the next few minutes to walk through your manifesto. Maybe we will take 5 minutes to walk through the main points that you would want to touch on when you become. I'm sure there are several points that you want to touch on, but maybe the first 3 main points that you want to touch on once you assume, if you do assume the office of the president of the Ghana National Council, Chicago?
Okay. So I'm first running on the pillar of sustainability, growth, and change. Okay. So that is my team. Now, what are some of the things that I want to change? First is the Constitution. Our Constitution has been with us for a very long time. We need to include a lot of stuff, issues about chieftaincy and issues about elections, and also issues about interpretation. So this has been a problem over the years, and we've not been able to do it, not because the past executive or the past president have not tried. They've done their best, but we just have not made it happen. So it's one of the things that I will do, so that we will give power and constitutional backing to the chiefs, make changes so that interpretation and other things can be clearer. I don't know if you are privy to, the hula baloo that clouded this election. It is because each time we pick it up, it is a problem, but we need to fix it. Now, I will look at sustainability. You know that in business, it is not just doing something, but how sustainable is the thing going to be?
Right.
Issues of human resources to do it, issues of marketing, issues of financial base, so that you don't get to a point where you become stuck. We've struggled a few times to get things organized. The independent, the Ghana First, past leaders have done their part. But we have to get to the point where we have to look at the items that we finance and see which ones can we cut costs, issues about artists, issues about the various items that we use for our Ghana First. Where can we source funds? We've been to Madam Daya's event several times. This is a woman that is so connected and has a lot of connections that we can source. What can we do in that area as a council? I'm sure you are also connected with most of these aldermen. The mayor's office is there, the governor's office is there. We do a lot within the Chicago space. So how can we source funds to be able to fund most of the things we do? The issue about the Ghana First, we've been here for a very long time. Our leaders have tried to make it happen. So much have been said about the documentation and what we really want to do. I think it's gotten to the time where we need to source funds. And this is why I come in, where I will go to the Ghanaian community. We will have town hall meetings. I'll visit the affiliates. There are other identifiable groups that are not affiliated to the Ghana National Council. How can we all come together so that as one, we have this agenda and make sure that we get this community center? What are the benefits of this community center? You see, there are a lot of things that we've been doing at Ghana First. Once we have a community center, we have space and we can put some of these things there. So it is very, very important. We will tackle on issues of health, safety, and general welfare. We are in Chicago here and in the Midwest and in the Illinois area, and you will agree with me that the cost of living is going higher, not just about food, but our funerals and the activities we organize, they are getting higher and higher. How can we find a way to bring in money so that it will cushion other people? Is it self-funded insurance? Is it company-backed insurance? We can look at all these issues and find a way to deal with them. I've been speaking to some of the elders in the community, and there are so many ways we can get there. So together and including them, we will get there. Issues about our youth, issues about students. This year, I had the opportunity of being invited to the IIT to give a speech on their sales match. And I realized that there were a lot of students over there that we haven't reached out to. So if IIT has this number of students, what of UIC, what of other universities, and what of the other areas that are within the catchment area that we find ourselves? So we will tackle all these things and make sure that, these Ghanaians that find themselves over here are all included. What is very important to me is that going around, and even not going around, before that, the impression has been created in some minds that the Ghana Council is somewhere and we are somewhere. So I intend engaging the whole community through town hall meetings, visits to the affiliates, and also engaging our chiefs so that what their concerns are as far as organizing ourselves here is concerned, what they want to, the suggestions they want to make, the roles they want to play will be all included. I believe that if you look at the situations where, as we grow as a community and then issues come up, is it a case that we can put the chiefs into an alternative dispute resolution committee so that they can deal with these issues of conflict for us, so that they can group themselves into a committee that may discuss and make suggestions to us so that together we grow. So these are the things that are going to guide me. These are the things that are going to lead me. And I believe that as I engage, there will be more ideas that will become, they will be taken into consideration. It will be considered, it will be taken to the council, and with my push and the backing from the community, I believe that these things will be achieved.
So thank you so much, EFFAH AMEYAW, for laying out some of your vision for the community and for the office of the Ghana National Council, should you be president. Out of some of these outlines, some of the outlines that you put out already, which one would you say that you would like to tackle within the first 90 days when you were in office? And why?
I don't put any of them in order of priority. Okay. Every single thing that I've said is a priority. Now, I am not going to get into office before I get prepared. In the course of this transaction, I have a team that puts everything together. Okay. So the 7 points that I have, there will be a 7 committee that will take them on immediately. The first month, to activate everything that I want to do. Once I get a nod, I will have a meeting with the chiefs. I know they have concerns, and we'll make sure that all these things are included. So issues about 90 days and all that, what is important is sustainability. What is important is the volunteerism that we're going to get from the community to help all of us. So constitutional reforms, issues about Ghana First, issues about independence dance, issues about youth. It is the day one. Everything is going to go day one. And in working on it, it is going to be something not just for a particular period, but something that lasts, something that is there for us, and something that will guide me within these 3 years that I'll be in office. Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah, I was going to ask what's the duration of the office, but you've just given that.
Yes.
You just given that response. You were indicating that you would have a team that would take on all these pointers simultaneously within the first day. I would say within the first day in office.
First month.
First month in office.
We meet once a month. So by the time the meeting comes on, I would make this proposal. Everything that we do must be submitted to the council for approval before you activate its effect.
Okay, great. For those who would wonder what the council is, can you briefly tell us the structure of the council and the hierarchy of authority?
Okay, thank you very much. So the council is made up of affiliates. Affiliates are groups, ethnic groups, and then other identifiable groups that have come together, registered in the state of Illinois, and have joined us. Okay, so for now, as we speak, there are 13 of us. And of the 13, it is from these 13 that we have the Central Committee. The Central Committee is the governing body. So we have the president, the vice president, secretary, assistant secretary, PRO, and the organizer, and then in that order. Among the Central Committee, only 3 positions are elected, and which is the president, the treasurer, and sergeant at arms. So the executives will bring proposals. They will take it to the council. The council is made up of 3 representatives from each of these affiliates. Now, these proposals will be taken to the affiliates. They will vote on it, accept and make modification to bring it back. We vote upon it, and then we work with it, be it a budget, be it a proposal that needs to be done in other areas of where we are covered. And that is how we function as a council. It is not a closed organization. Other identifiable groups can join at all times.
And this organization is a non-for-profit?
Yes.
Okay. Now, thank you again for giving us a bit in depth of what Ghana National Council Chicago is and basically what it stands for. You have worked tirelessly as a community organizer in general, per my relationship with you, and also have seen you work very hard for the council itself and just being in the community. You are also known to be a very affable person, uh, if not one of the best dancers in the community. You are definitely right up there. So people will say, yeah, Kekape is that guy that you can relate to and you can work with. Having said this, it's very critical. You would agree with me that it's not all rosy when it comes to the community within the affiliates, the traditional communities within the Ghanaian community, right?
Yes, yes,
There are a little bit of hiccups, out
yeah,
maybe a lot of some
right,
tensions here and there, right,
right,
which you are aware of.
yes,
Whether within the chieftaincy itself,
yeah,
the other groups,
yeah,
and certain individuals within the council, the
yeah,
leadership.
yeah.
Now, have been aware of all of this. Are you taking it into consideration? Some measures that can be taken in order to bring the Ghanaian community closer than where it is right now.
Yes, it is. It is one of the things I'm gonna work on, and it is one of the change that I will work on. So it is common. It is common knowledge that when two, three people come together, that there will be conflict, issues about ideas and how we want to pursue something. Even at the council level, there has been a few occasions where there have been skirmishes. So I am privy to these things. I am aware of how some people feel within the various ethnic groups and even within the various religious community. I am
Right.
aware of that. Going around to, I am also aware of the perception, more of the perception that people have there about the Ghana National Council. So what is it that I'm going to do different? I believe that things that we've not done in the past that we should be doing is visits to the affiliates, explain ourselves, encourage us to do more. And then those who are not part of various affiliates, it is important that they also join all these affiliates. Like I said, there is the larger Ghanaian community out there. So a town hall meeting, visit to the affiliates will be encouraged. There will be a town hall meeting where we're going to encourage other well-meaning, well-resourced Ghanaians that are, some of them may be living in very remote areas to come in there, share ideas and join us. Like I said, I talked about the issues about the chiefs. There are so many roles that the chiefs or the chieftaincy council can do for us. One is that as a group, they have expressed most concerns that we need to address. So we will see where we all come together and address those issues. But as I submit earlier, why won't we put them into a situation where they become like the elders of the community, where we send issues of conflict and infighting and other things for them to resolve. We just have to be aware that as population grow, as people become larger, that there will be conflicts in there, and that when these conflicts are coming, we shouldn't leave it to these individuals. If they want to solve it as individuals, we cannot really force them, but we must show concern. And by showing concern and directing them into this place, you see, the mindset will be that, oh, now the council, the Ghana National Council has performed. They are interested in us. They set up this and that and that. This and other things that we do for individuals and the groups and the larger Ghanaian community will make them know that no, we need to live as one. We need to be progressive and we need to unite so we can get the things that we need as a community.
What is the main challenge for you? And again, thank you for breaking that down to our audience. We do have a few people, actually a good number of people watching us on Facebook right now. If you just joined, this is the race for the Ghana National Council presidency in Chicago. And again, if you don't know what the Ghana National Council is, it's an association or an organization of of Ghanaians who live here. They have formed a leadership group that seeks the betterment of Ghanaians, not just Ghanaians, but the people in the diaspora in general. But of course, the core prime of their responsibility is the Ghanaians in the diaspora, particularly in Chicago. So that's in a nutshell what Ghana National Council is. They are the organization that's responsible for Ghana Fest every year, and what we now call, and also the community health clinic. The community health clinic is a full functioning clinic that you can go and get primary care. I think they used to do dental, but I think the last time I spoke with them, they were having a little issue, a little break with the dental, but they do vision and primary care. They're also able to prescribe medicine to you and also do various tests. So if you don't have health insurance, of course, the Ghana National Council have a clinic that can help you until you're able to afford your own private insurance. That said, it's very important that we know who will next lead this very important organization in the diaspora, especially in this day that we're all in. And again, we have EFFAH AMEYAW, aka Kakape, who is running for the presidency. He has been working as one of the PR folks for the council. Is that correct?
I have been before, but I'm not current. Current is Alicia is the current.
Okay,
PR.
right. So you were formerly the PR.
Current Sergeant at Arms.
Sergeant at Arms is something that I would like people to understand what that is. So, but anyway, EFFAH AMEYAW is running for the presidency of the Ghana National Council. If you have any questions, please feel free to send them through Facebook or YouTube. For those who are on YouTube, please do so. It will come to us. We can read it out. The studio line is currently not working, so you may have to send your questions to the feed if you're watching us on Facebook. Those of you who have my contact and want to send questions, but don't want to put it on Facebook, you can send it to me and I'll ask EFFAH AMEYAW. We do have Joyce Fosua who's watching us. She says, "Good insight, Mr. Kakape." And then Felicia says, you cannot be a better dancer than her. We also have Miss Mercy Ayoko. Mercy Ayoko is also watching us. Thanks for joining us. Those who have sent in your comments. If you have a question for Kakape as he is going to be the president of the Ghana National Council, please send it in so he may be able to respond. You've mentioned a few things that you want to do for the council and for the community. What would you say is, someone says he's a good dancer, influencer, and very versatile. That is from Godfrey Ashiate. Well, we're assuming that folks don't have any questions for him at this moment. And so because we haven't seen any questions yet, people are commenting, but they're not asking him any questions. So in the next few minutes, before Dr. EUNICE CROMWELL, who is also running for the same office, joins us at 7 p.m. We would go ahead with some of his vision and take some more questions from me, and then we will try and wrap up the conversation with him. This is the Progressive Minds Show. My name is Senna, aka Alinko. Kakape, how important is the Ghanaian community, in addition to the African community in the diaspora, when it comes to not only cultural affairs, but the political spectrum as well? The reason why that is important is that you mentioned some of the challenges when it comes to acquiring the Ghana House, when it comes to even sponsoring the Ghana Fest. One of the reasons why you couldn't do it this year is because of sponsorship issues, right? But then you also talked about some institutions and resources that are available within the political space, but yes, we're not able to access it. We are not able to access it. However, we're doing so much here in Chicago.
Exactly.
How important is, or what would you do in order to make that connection so that we are able to tap into the resources so the community can benefit off of? And how can we as a community be more prominent or be more I'll say available when it comes to the political system in the political space in Chicago?
Okay, thank you very much. So the first thing that you need to do is to be connected, okay, is to know people and institutions. That is number one. Number two is to have what it takes to do it. You may be connected to something, but you may not either qualify or don't know how to get in there. Why haven't we do over the years? I'm not going to say our past presidents have not tried. They've tried. And what different am I going to do? Now, I've told you that if we take somebody like Crystal Dyer, she is connected. She loves Ghana. She comes to Ghana first. We go to Ghana Again festival that has been going on for the past 3 years. We need to move that to the next level. Okay, we have a meeting with her. What other connections are available? So we source these connections. If there's something that we need to do, we will do it. This month, we had the opportunity of going to the mayor's office, and we also actually met with the mayor. Okay, so we expressed some of these concerns, the things we need, and the ability to be able to source funds. We need to take it further. It shouldn't just be 1 or 2 meetings, but how do you set up that group that will constantly meet them? And the commitment I'm going to make is that when it comes to these grants and funding and connections to the political system, the business community that can assist us, I will personally make sure that I lead or be an integral part of this committee that will do this. It is just common knowledge that there are also a lot of Ghanaians that are very well resourced here. Why have they not come to our aid? We need to visit them, we need to sit down with them, and we need to find them and engage them. I believe that in places where there are dialogue, places where there is mutual respect, places where there is recognition, places where there are inclusion, places where people trust you and feel that they can give you this and that, what you tell them is what you're going to do. Places that people see results, everybody want to get involved. And once we are able to put these things in place, Alinko and audience and the good people of Chicago, the Ghanaians in Chicago, we will take the community to the next level. And one thing too that I'll pursue is that why is it that we are not getting into the various city councils and counties and all that? We need to work on that so that when I go to the city council and I see Alinko, I know that Alinko is going to connect me further. I'm told that it used to be the case, but over the years, there wasn't that transition of when this person is leaving there, another person is there. Can we have an alderman that is a Ghanaian here? I'm told there's one of the Chicago places that there's a Ghanaian alderman. Let's visit. Let's see what the situation is. What is it that we need? Where can she help us? And then once we are able to do this and pursue them, we're going to go forward. But these things don't just come to you. You have to go to them.
You have to go for them. No, that makes a lot of sense. Thanks for sharing that. You also talked earlier about the Constitution, working on the Constitution. What is so critical or what is so not right about the Constitution that you think needs tweaking that is going to help enhance your administration this time around?
3 things. First, it's its interpretation. Since I've been in the council and the elections that we've gone through, anytime we pick the Constitution, there are challenges. And it is also common knowledge that when you have used a Constitution for all this long time, that you need to either amend or include or review. So that is number one. Number two is the issue of the chiefs. You see, the chiefs have played a very significant role in shaping the Ghanaian community up thus far.
Right.
So, and they have concerns. So for me, the consensus is not just going to be we meet them and we say, oh, we agree to this and that. But I will make sure that within the Constitution, what is it that we can do? And one proposal that I'm bringing up is alternative dispute resolution. You know, the alternative dispute resolution is basically instead of going to court, let's settle the matter at home. Okay? I am privy to a lot of cases among Ghanaians in Chicago in the courts. Can we do this at home? You know, that's very important. One thing that I would propose is that, you know, during elections and going around, a lot of people were enthusiastic, thinking they were part of it. So as part of the electoral reforms, I will ask the council and speak to the chiefs. Can we include the chiefs, or can we include all dues paying members of the community? In that case, there will be more members coming in, because it will push them, because there are some people that really want to engage and come in. And I've had the assurance from a lot of people that, you know, they are ready to assist me to make sure that these good policies see the light of day.
Fantastic. And you have your team already in place?
I have my team already in place.
How long did you take you to vet this? How many are the team members?
The number is about 15.
Okay. Now, the team you're going to be working with is about 15.
Yes.
Okay.
Some of them will get executive positions. Some of them will be in committees.
Committees. Okay. Do
Yes.
you know all of these 15 individuals personally? How long have you known them? And would you say confidently that you vetted these folks?
Okay. So you know my relationship and the fact that I've always been everywhere. Okay. One of the things that is important to me is that all the affiliates and even people that are in other identifiable groups are within the council, and specifically in here. Now, once you have people in the affiliate, not just to fill positions, but people that are active, that they will be able to do the job. Now, asking about do I know them? Yes, I've been to almost about 80% of the events that are organized here. And when you see me at events, it is not because I'm inquisitive or nosy. It's because I want the best. I don't want to go there and something happens and we go talk bad about the person, but to make sure that people succeed. And by so doing, I get to know people, talk to people. And in some of the cases, people have called me. In fact, one guy called me specifically about the constitutional reform. He is not a lawyer, but he said he has legal knowledge. So these are the things that are coming in. One guy spoke extensively with me yesterday, and he's ready to help with youth development. I've talked to one guy that is an international dancer and a cultural guy going all the way to Dubai and all these places. I've spoken to them, and they are all ready. I was amazed when some of the elders in the community told me about volunteerism in there.
Before you continue with the volunteerism, yes, I like your position right now, just so our viewers I can see you while you're talking. So just be mindful of your movement. But go ahead.
Right. Okay. So
but you talk about volunteerism. Yeah.
Volunteerism has been a challenge. You know, when somebody is coming to volunteer, it is not a paid thing. So when they come and they don't feel part of it, they have perceptions that are not taken care of. They just go away. But I've had the assurance from a lot of people that, you know, Kakape, just go make sure you win. We're going to come in and assist you.
Okay. So essentially you are telling Ghanaians who are in the diaspora and everybody watching you that when Kakape comes, he has trust in the team that he's going to be working with, which means that things are going to be done a lot more differently to see progress within the council, within the Ghanaian community and the entire diaspora, actually the diaspora community, and of course in the city of Chicago. So would you confidently say that this is what you are assuring or the folks that are listening to you now and the people that you're going to be working with? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Let me add this. It is going to include current executives, okay, and fresh blood, and a chunk of the youth too. There are some enthusiastic youth that want to join us and make sure they grow within the council. Their fear is that when they come there, they don't find it attractive. And I said, trust. Yeah.
Would this be the first time that you're going to really include youth in the executive?
No, there has been, but it has been few.
It has been few. So, so you think that in your administration, you'll be able to increase the number and also bring about a lot of motivation for the youth to bring their knowledge and intellect to bear on the administration.
Exactly.
Fantastic.
And then to add to that, let me add this, that I am
be mindful of your movement. So that viewers, there you go. Yeah.
So I will do the selection. You know, the president is voted for, but the actual vetting and approval will come from the council.
Okay.
So the council may reject or accept, but in most cases they have accepted.
Okay.
You know that, but the council would have to vet and accept the team so that we can have legitimacy and work.
Okay, there are a few questions. There are about 2 questions that I want to ask you. We have about 9 minutes to go before EUNICE joined us. If you're watching us, this is the Progressive Mind Show. I'm talking to Kakape, aka Kakape. His name is EFFAH AMEYAW, and he's running for the position of presidency of the Ghana National Council in Chicago. At 7 p.m., we're going to have Dr. EUNICE CROMWELL to also tell us her vision for running for the same office. You said that you have been at a lot of events, and I can attest to it. You've met a lot of Ghanaians personally. In all these interactions, meetings, and observations that you have done, what would you say is the number one challenge of the Ghanaian community? I mean, of the Ghanaian within our community.
They feel isolated. They don't feel that they are heard.
Okay.
And then when you ask them to volunteer and come around and contribute, they still, for some reason, they have some kind of perception. So that is the thing we need to work on. Okay. There's a chunk of human resource out there that think that we are not doing what we are supposed to do. And
which is what?
Sometimes when you ask them specific things, they are not things we can help. Okay, somebody will talk about immigration. So when I talk to somebody and somebody talks about, the needs are multifactorial. So when somebody talks about immigration, what I say is that we don't have lawyers. We have Ghanaian lawyers that I can refer you to. And we also now have the United African Organization that assists us, that I can refer you and give it to you. Okay. Sometimes people don't even know that the Ghana National Council has a welfare, that when you are in dire need of, some kind of help, beside the clinic, that we can see what your situation is and see what is it that we can do for you.
Okay.
We had calls where we need to go and pick people from places and bring them to the Chicago area because they feel threatened and all that. So the ones that we can, we handle. The ones that we cannot, we advise and tell them what to do.
Basically, the Ghanaians in Chicago, at least the majority of the ones that you've interacted with, feels left out. They don't feel inclusive. And so you're going to take measures in addressing that.
Yes.
Okay, what are you going to do different? Aggressive.
So that is what I've talked about, is to have town hall meetings.
Town hall meetings, okay.
So the town hall meetings at least twice a year. Okay. And then regular meetings with identifiable groups. There are groups that are not affiliated to us. I'll reach out to them so that I see what is it that they are doing and how can we include them in the community.
You're right. You already mentioned. You already stated that. So because of time, I want to go to the question from Eliasu. He says, "What has motivated Kakape to run for this office?"
Thank you very much, Mr. Eliasu. I mean, Eliasu has
and again, bear in mind we only have 5 minutes to go. So if you want to,
the motivation is change. Number one, the motivation is different way of doing things. Okay. The motivation is to reach out to the larger Ghanaian community. The motivation is to make us stronger. The motivation is to make the Ghanaian feel that the Ghana National Council is there for them at all times. The motivation is to seek funding and grants for the things we do. The motivation is to meet identifiable groups and make them all inclusive. The motivation is to make sure that the things we do, the volunteerism, becomes something that everybody see as a communal labor and not something we gotta struggle to get. The motivation is to make sure that some of the expenses that we do, that we can do something about, that we really work on it and get them off the budget and off our records. I can't hear you. Okay.
Oh, Sorry about that. Sorry about that, Kakapik. I think I had myself on mute for a second. No,
Yeah.
thank you. And I think you've answered the questions eloquently. I think somebody was also trying to join us, but they don't have the link. So I think that was what distracted me. They were asking if I could share the link with them. So we're about to wrap up. If you just joined us, this is the Progressive Mind Show, and we just about to wrap the conversation with EFFAH AMEYAW, aka Kakape, who is running for the presidency at GNC, Ghana National Council, Chicago. When are we voting? The location, and why should people come out and vote for you? Your closing remarks, please.
Yeah. The flyer will come out, but it's going to be the first Sunday of November, which will be the 2nd, and most likely maybe 55th and Woodlawn. But when there is a change in venue or change in date, that it will be communicated to all of us. Why should you vote for Kakape? I have the experience, I have the leadership abilities, I have the vision, I am fired up, I am ready, I stand for change, I stand for new ways of doing things, I stand for inclusion, I stand for newness, I stand for unity, I stand for vigor, and I believe that having been here for all these years, with my experience in the council, with my experience in the community, I have engaged, I know what their issues are. Some of them I've tried to address it to the council through my own resources, that it has come to the time where I am stepping up. And for everybody that knows me, maybe you know me as a dancer. It is because when I get to the good book says that there's time and place for everything at each point in time. So when it's time for dancing, it's a dancing issue. But out of the dancing too is a serious guy. The reason they gave me the Kakape is that seriousness. Okay, so that when it comes to business, it is business. That we sit down and we talk about the financing, the human resources, and the sustainability and everything that will make it a success. It is not just about just putting in something just out there for the sake of elections, but putting something that people identify it simple and make sure that when giving the nod, and at the end of the day, by these 3 years that you have, that you come up with something very impactful. Ghanaians in Chicago, the affiliates, you've known me for all these years, and you know what I can do. For those of you that know me, as far as businesses are concerned, knows how business I am and the things that we've done together. This is the time for me to bring my experiences, knowledge, and vision to the forefront of the Ghanaian community. Vote for me, and you'll be glad with it. And together, we will do it. There will be inclusion, there will be change. We are fired up, and we are ready to take the mantle. And surely, we will get there together as a community. Thank you, and I'm expecting your vote come November 2nd.
Thank you, Kakape, for coming on the show and sharing your vision with the Ghanaian community, and I must say not just the Ghanaian community, but the entire diaspora, because this is the era of the diaspora on the rise. And as we rise in connection with Africa, we believe that we can be able to share resources and uplift our people, because there is so much to be done. There's so much resources within us to be able to do what we are supposed to do for ourselves. And so thank you again. Somebody says that you have vibes. This is K-Mensa. K-Mensa, long time.
Only affiliates can vote. It is not a public. It's not for the public. But if somebody want to come around, they can come.
Okay, expand on that. Expand on that. So only people, if you say affiliates, can you break it down a little bit?
It's constitutionally, and for now, it is 1 vote per affiliate. We have 13 affiliates, so it's gonna. We are battling for 13 votes.
Okay. Okay, so the entire thing is 13 votes.
Yes.
In total. So it's like the American collegiates, something like that.
Sort of, yeah.
Yeah, technically. So people know, but so it's not open. So that is what the Constitution says.
Yes.
Do you think this is something that can be amended? Because do you think that it would be better off to?
I have told everybody tonight that there's something that I'm going to work on. I believe that it should be expanded, but you know how far we can go. You know, change is sometimes people fear change, sometimes people don't want it at all. but we can go gradually, and then we come over time.
Right. And,
You know,
and changes.
That is some of the tenets of democracy. You know, voting did not, all of us did not just one day voted, right? It was progressive, you know, was given to certain categories, and then now we all can vote. So
Right.
It's one of the things I will work on, so that, you know, we can have more of the community coming in to express their vote and, or, you know, be part of the process.
Okay. Kakape, once again, thank you so much. We will be transitioning to bring in Dr. EUNICE Cromwell as Kakape take leaves of us. I will be addressing the issue of WhatsApp scamming. There's a lot of scamming going on with WhatsApp right now. People calling you, telling you that you belong to a group that they're in with, and they have been hacking people's WhatsApp. So I want to touch on that while we wait for EUNICE to join us. But again, Kakape, thank you so much.
I pray that your show becomes. I pray that your show becomes a global icon. Thank you, and God bless you.
Absolutely, thank you so much. So that was Kakape, who is running for the office of the Ghana National Council, Chicago. Tonight, unlike usual, he was looking very serious and presidential. He barely smiled, and I guess it is the seriousness is attaching to the race. But I wanted to talk about, as we wait for Dr. EUNICE Cromwell, who's also running for the same office, to share her vision with us. Those of you on watching here, I'm sure one way or the other have heard, if not experienced yourself, these WhatsApp calls coming in trying to scam you. So here is what I mean. So if you don't know, here is what is going on. And please listen and share this if you don't know, and share this with loved ones and friends. Folks are calling with all kinds of numbers. Sometimes they will call with your zip code number or your city number, the area code that is your city area code, so that you will think it's a familiar call. They may call you on regular line or through WhatsApp. They usually have, and I must be honest, usually have a West African accent. They usually have a West African accent, either a Nigerian or a Ghanaian. Okay. And they would ask you, they will prompt you. First of all, they'll prompt you about a Zoom meeting that is pending. And they would mention the WhatsApp group that you are in. So you will think that these are people that you are in the same group with. And a lot of us belong to different groups, many different groups in the diaspora, for all the good reasons. And so these scammers, for some reason, are able to get into these groups and then pick a random number, call you, and pretend as though they belong in the group and they're inviting you to a Zoom meeting. Now, because a lot of us belong to different groups and participate in these groups for various reasons, sometimes you don't even think twice about it. Especially our parents, the elderly folks in the community. You know, a lot of them belong to prayer lines or these associations, women group, church groups, you know, and so when you get a call like that, you will like, oh, okay, because you already do it. Do this. These are activities that you do all the time. So when somebody call you about, especially prayer group, you know, our women, our elder folks, our elderly are quick to respond. And then they'll tell you to click. They'll tell you, okay, if you're ready, they're about to send you a Zoom link, the Zoom link that you're supposed to be on. They'll say, don't worry about it, because there might be so many messages in the group and you probably missed the Zoom link. So they'll say, don't worry about it. They'll be sending you the link. They send you the link on WhatsApp, and they will ask you to click on it, and then they will send you a code to get into the Zoom meeting. Of course, we all use codes to get into meetings. And once you use that code, once you put in the code by yourself or read out the code to them, typically that's what they will do. They will say, read out the code that we've just sent to you. And then once you give them the code, your phone is hacked. As soon as they hack it, you would lose access to WhatsApp. And then they'll have access to all your contacts. and then they'll start reaching out to your contact on WhatsApp demanding for money. And usually this is how they approach folks. They'll be like, hey, are you Janet? Okay, Janet, can you please help me? Now Janet, remember now that you were friends with, let's say, Rebecca, let's say Joanna, right? Or let's say Amanda. So Amanda is already your friend. Amanda is somebody you chat with frequently, or maybe you don't even chat with Amanda frequently, but Amanda hits you up on WhatsApp asking you for support. To you, Amanda is a good friend, and you may have the money. And so what you do is, hey, Amanda, how much you need? Maybe I need $100 or $200. Okay, and I'll give it to you next week. You wire the money via Cash App. Boom, that's it. And your money is gone. Amanda didn't ask you for any money. This is a scammer who has hacked the group that you were in, now has access to all your contacts. You no longer have access to your WhatsApp. And behind your back, they're contacting all manner of people in your contact demanding money. And they do it very cunningly, and they have been able to scam a lot of elder folks, our elderly, and even the young ones in the community, and outside the African community, to be honest. One of the state reps in the state in the state of Illinois, actually her account was hacked. Another global leader who was in Panama, who used to live in Chicago, account was hacked, and monies was being extorted from her friends. She had to change her number. Can you imagine the inconvenience of changing your number just because some crazy person out there decides to find a quick way of making money, making money off of your hard work? So please be aware, anybody that calls you on WhatsApp, if they ask you to join a meeting, regardless of what meeting it is, do not join unless you have an email of already a meeting that you have scheduled, which is on your calendar. Please verify these things. Sometimes they don't only use Zoom or WhatsApp, this WhatsApp strategy. They also have now started using Wave. Wave is a popular app that Ghanaians or Africans send money to Africa. And so what happens is that they would, EUNICE CROMWELL, if you are watching me, I'm still waiting for you to get your interview started. Please let me know if there are any issues. So they'll call you and say, hey, did you send money to Africa? Did you just send money to Africa? You probably say yes or no. Okay. Hey, by the way, somebody has sent money from your account. And typically, they'll call with an American number. And because they know you already use Wave, they would prompt you about your account and how somebody has sent money on your behalf. They'll pretend as though they're calling from Wave. And then they'll send you a code. They'll send you a code from Wave account. Usually when you send money through Wave, if it doesn't go through, Wave customer service would send you a prompt through your text and say, hey, your money didn't go through, so we refunded your money back to your account. And so when these scammers call, they would send you a code or a message that comes through the same text message or text number that Wave uses to communicate with you legitimately. So you will see the text and it has the Wave code. So you will think, oh, this is coming from Wave customer service. And then they will say, hey, because somebody is trying to use your account or somebody has sent money on your behalf, because we work with Wave and we can see in the system that somebody has sent money, and we wanted to verify that it's you for real. First of all, if you sent money, you sent money. However, if you send and you probably forgot and somebody calls you, you don't give them the code that they gave you, that they just sent you, because what these scammers do is that they send you a code pretending it's from Wave, and it comes from Wave's text message or text number, and then they ask you to read out the code to them. As soon as you read out the code to them, they have hacked your phone and possibly your Wave account. And then they'll go about scamming and using your phone number in scamming contacts on your phone. So please be aware. Anybody that calls you regarding your Wave account, sending money to your Wave account being used for XY reasons, do not respond to them or give them a code number back. If they say read out the code number, do not give them any code numbers. Let's say you forget and you went on, you carried on with the conversation with them, and then you ended up, and then they ended up sending you a code. Do not ever read back the code number because they're going to scam you. This is what they are doing. It's been rampant. They blow my phone all a lot of times, and I because I know I ignore it. Sometimes I pick up and they use the same strategy, and I'll hang up on them. Okay, so please tell your loved ones to be on the high alert. The inconvenience these guys are causing is way too much, and so again, be on the high alert and tell a friend, tell a family member that scammers are on the rampage. They're scamming folks through WhatsApp, through Wave, and who knows other sources that they may be doing this. But avoid Zoom, out of the blue Zoom meetings, requests. Avoid those completely. We do have. Ooh, I'm getting some feedback. Is it raining in your area or something? Dr. Eunice, can you hear me? No, we cannot hear you at all. All I hear is feedback. There you go. There's a lot of feedback. I don't know if it's in your car. If you have the AC on, can you turn it off? Something. I know you are at work and you are in your car, and so I will try and see if we can get this done. But we're still getting a very uncomfortable feedback from your end. Is it raining outside? Do you know? It's not? Okay. And for some reason, your audio is not coming through. We can't hear you. So what you may want to do is you can exit out and try logging back in. Okay. And also make sure, I know you do a lot of work and you are in a lot of virtual meetings. So make sure you are not in any Zoom meeting or open up any virtual platform that you probably have used already. So maybe, go log out. Make sure you exit from any other platform that you may be on and come back and log back in. Let's see if that rectifies the situation. And Big Daddy, the scammers for hear me. They for stop that nonsense. People are working very hard in this tough economy. Okay, America is not, anywhere. It doesn't matter if it's America or Asia. People work hard for their money, and you can't just use few seconds to dupe people. And a lot of time, what hurts me is the elderly folks that they do it too. And the stress that the inconvenience that it causes. Go find some legitimate work to do and stop this nonsense. It's not going to help you. It's not going to take you anywhere. It's only going to land you in trouble eventually. We do have EUNICE back, and I don't know what. Okay, so you want to call, but the thing is, we don't have the capacity to take a call only. Turn off the video. Let's see if the audio would work. Okay. The audio is what is giving us. All right. Can you hear us? Okay. For now, turn on the video because we can hear you. Your facial gestures would help me if you're able to hear us or not. So now, in the meantime, can you turn on your video, please? Dr. Eunice, can you turn on the video back on? Okay. So at least now, yeah, I can see your gestures. So you can hear me though, right? Yeah. I don't know why I'm not able to hear you. Okay. Somebody says unplug the charger. Okay. Try unplugging the charger. Let's see. Okay. So, okay. The big daddy is, as soon as she unplugged the charger, the phone went off. So I'm sure she's on low battery and the charger is what is helping. So we'll see. Yes, can you hear us now?
I can hear you.
Yes, it was the charger. Hey, assistant producer, Big Daddy, thank you so much for helping out. K Mensa on the line is the one that suggested to unplug. I'm sure he's probably encountered similar challenge. Okay, we're 7 minutes past 7. I know you have a short time. Um, Dr. Eunice Cromwell is also running for the office of Presidency, Ghana National Council. If you just joined us, we just spoke with EFFAH AMEYAW, who's running for the same position. We're going to hear from Dr. Eunice Cromwell. Briefly, outside you being the current vice president of the Ghana National Council, who is Dr. Eunice Cromwell in a nutshell?
Thank you so much for this opportunity. I'm sorry for all the connection issues, but very grateful to be able to speak to the community today. My name is Dr. Eunice Cromwell. I have a PhD in nursing. I've been in the healthcare field for about 25 years. I play the organ at church. I love community service. Have 2 kids. I'm married. And that's basically who I am in a nutshell.
Thank you. How significant was your role in what we now know as the Community Health Clinic? Correct me with the name if I'm wrong, and how significant was your role in making this happen?
Oh, the Ghanaian Community Health Clinic. So
Yes.
in 2017, we had the Ghana at 60. And at that time, the president was Pakwesi Sam, and he asked us to come up with ideas on how to celebrate Ghana independence over the week. And so a lot of people had different suggestions. At that time, Davidson asked whether we could partner with GPN and have a health fair. And so at that time, AMEYAW was working with them. So they brought the idea to me. We put together a health fair. And then after we had the health fair, it was very successful. Ghana National Council continued to have a health fair. We had it yearly, and then we had it twice a year. As time went on, we got vendors who came to the health fair. Then the Ghana House Incorporated, they were having meetings as to how they could raise money for Ghana House. And someone brought up an idea to have a FQHC, which is a federal clinic. And they were going to use money from that federal clinic to fund to get Ghana House. And so Dr. Hodobe, Dr. Jamila Oko, Dr. Pearl, they were all part of that team. And so they said that instead of them rewriting and redoing everything, they told them that with Ghana National Council, I had the Health and Wellness Expo. That's what it was called. So they called me to kind of just help them with the clinic. And so I helped them with the clinic. At that time, I was doing my master's. So I was given the position as office manager. And then when I completed my PhD, I was promoted to operations director of the clinic.
Thanks for that background. How much time do you have? I understand your current work situation.
Yeah, I have time. You can go ahead.
Fantastic. The next, say, 5 minutes, tell us why you're running and maybe go through your vision for us. I'm sure you probably have a 10 points, things you want to do, maybe share, if you can share all of them with us. First of all, how many pointers do you have?
I have a lot, but I think that
She has a lot. Okay,
I'm
go through
just
the
going to,
top the top five
I'm
for
just
us.
going to start. Yeah.
Yes, go
Okay,
ahead.
I'm just going to start. It's very important to me for this position. I believe that with everything, experience takes you where you need to go higher. I joined Ghana National Council as the business manager, and I was business manager for 6 years. So in that position, I had a unique opportunity to work with sponsors, work on obtaining Ghana Fest, making sure that we have reduction of fees, working with the city. Recently, we just got the opportunity to meet the mayor's liaison, who's been helping us to get more opportunities and even helping us secure a permanent place for the clinic. So with all these things and having this experience, I just feel like it's time for a woman to be able to step into this role, as there's never been a female president of Ghana National Council. And it's a good way that we can unite the community. We can rebuild trust that the Ghana National Council may have lost over the time period. And then, of course, just elevate the council to a new level of accountability for the community. All the things that I've done in every capacity that I've done, I'm very proud of the accomplishments, especially the health clinic. It's just time for the culture and the youth to be able to be empowered. I have 2 young children, and I would love for them to see the Ghanaian community at its highest. I feel that it's very important for our children to know where they come from, especially being a Ghanaian American. It's a good way to also let the people who were born here know what they can accomplish within the Ghanaian community. So my decision to run stems from the desire to just kind of restore unity across associations, including the churches, Council of Ghanaian Churches, and of course, our Chieftaincy Council. I want everybody's voice to be heard. I want us to have good financial opportunities and ways to connect with things back home. I think new leadership will empower the next generation and will also encourage our youth to be able to be more involved in the council. And so that's the reason why I would like to run, because I feel like I represent education. I feel like I represent strong African women, which will encourage other women to want to do things within the council. And of course, being a mother, I will be able to encourage our children. Currently, right now in the clinic, there are a lot of youth who come and volunteer their services at the clinic, and we're able to help them. We write sponsorship letters to children who are also going to school. So it's all about how we perceive ourselves and how we can make sure that everyone else feels involved in the council and its activities.
Fantastic. You are a business manager, and I'm sure you've written a lot of proposals, and you are used to bullet points, presentations, PowerPoint, and all of that. So, if you so if you can, you've said a few things, but are there titles to these visionary ideas that you want to introduce, so that people can, hold you to it, or at least identify you with these very important things that you want to do for the community? So you mentioned the youth, right?
So my
Okay.
first point would,
Yeah, go ahead.
yes. Well, my first point would be to strengthen community health access, and that's going
Okay.
to be done through the Ghanaian Community Health Clinic. So currently we are working on a grant that we were provided through the mayor's office, and it is to give us a permanent place for the clinic. As it stands right now, we use the Pentecost Church, which was given to us freely, and we're very grateful for that. But in order for us to provide more services, we need to have a clinic so we can have medical supplies. So that is going to be the first initiative. Just leading partnerships so we can continue to work with our labs, our pharmacy, hospitals, so we can be able to expand the clinic. So that would be the first thing. Second thing would be promotion of culture preservation and growth. So what we can do with that is that happens through Ghana Fest, right? Ghana Fest is the largest.
Okay, sorry about that. We just lost her connection for a second. Hopefully she can get back on. You are watching the Progressive Mind Show. My name is Sena, aka Alinko, and we are talking to the current Vice President of the Ghana National Council in the person of Dr. EUNICE CROMWELL, who is currently, she's of course at work, but she decided to make time to be on the show to share her vision with the Ghanaian community and the diaspora at large. We do have a comment here for her, and just somebody saying Prince Paris Ansah says, well-spoken Dr. EUNICE, well-spoken Dr. EUNICE deserves the presidency. Kay, Big Daddy, you charging me $500 for that, for your producer gig, eh? Okay, virtual producer. I go I go sort you out. I go sort you out. You get virtual invoice. Send them. Send them. Make make her look sharp. Charlie. So well, we just lost her feed. Hopefully she can join us so we can continue the conversation. But you heard her. She shared a few things already, which is in the area of health, and she also mentioned the youth. But looks like we're getting her back into the studio. Let's see if we can continue the conversation with her. Can you hear us clearly now?
Yes, I'm so sorry. The connection was bad. Sorry.
Yes,
I'm
yes, no
so
worries. I
sorry.
understand. It's
I
very
apologize.
inconvenient. No, no worries. You're at work, and but you're still trying to make it happen. So we appreciate you
Yeah.
taking off time, sitting in your car, just so you can continue serving the community, and we really do appreciate that. But go ahead. You were making a brilliant point earlier.
Thank you. I even lost my train of thought, but
You were talking
let me
about
see.
the how you want to
I was
help
talking about
the clinic, yeah, and then get a funding for it.
yeah, the clinic. So
Mhm.
after yes, that was what I was talking about with the grant that we're working on, so we can have a permanent place, have medical supplies to be able to really help the community. The Ghanaian Community Health Clinic is a free clinic, but in order for us to be sustainable, eventually we'll be able to accept different insurances. We've launched a travel clinic, and we also have the obesity clinic. Those are paid services. So
Mm,
with having those paid services, the people who pay us will be able to also help the people who don't have insurance, who are underinsured, because they can still be able to get free services under the clinic. So that's what I was saying about that.
mm,
Um, just improving communication and visibility and operations. That is also going to be done with what we're working on currently is relaunching our GNC website. About 6 years ago, we did the website. It was done very well. We got all the affiliation information, but a lot of things have changed. There's new chiefs, there's new queen mothers. Organizations have done a lot of things outside here. They do things back home. So we want to incorporate all those things in our website. So that is how we're going to be able to show more visibility and communication. Also, working just to strengthen our relationship with the mayor's office. We've been very blessed to have a good connection with the liaison who works with the Immigrant Migrate Center. She invited us to come to the office. I went there with the president and also Kakopet, and Abena was there. We had a very fruitful meeting, and there are a lot of good things that the mayor's office wants to involve the Ghanaian community with. So we're looking forward to strengthening that communication, continuing that conversation. Um, and then unity and welfare, social welfare. Some time ago when COVID-19 happened, I don't know if you remember, but at that time the president was Pakwesi Sam. We were able to give like boxes, food, and different things to our community members who needed it. So making sure that we are going in our community, looking at the needs of the people who need help. You don't wait until someone's very sick and then you try to help them. Sometimes we get phone calls and people are already like, far gone, and there's nothing that we can do to help them. But within the associations, if the associations can tell us that maybe their members need help with like food or social services, these are things that within our welfare department of the council, we can be able to help them ahead of time.
Thank you so much for sharing. There are challenges within the council itself. Of course, the different ethnic groups, and you are aware of these. Are there plans to find ways of bringing, if not permanent, unity, but at least make a big progress in unifying the different factions, which is normal in every society? But are there plans specifically to address these issues when you become president, or if you become
Yes, I
president? Go ahead.
think it starts off. Thank you. I think it starts off with communication, open communication.
Mm,
There's been a couple of times that I've went with the president and the business manager. We've had the opportunity to go to the Chieftaincy Council meeting and hear some of the things they have to say. But I think making that only not once in a while, but committed time, whether it's every 2 months or every 3 months, going down and sitting down with them and explaining to them what's going on in the community, and also asking them to help intervene with issues. Within Ghana National Council, they also have a chaplain role that has been underutilized. The chaplain role would work with other religious groups to be able to solve issues in the community. If someone's having a problem, maybe the pastors, if it's the religious, if it's Christians, the pastors, or if it's the Muslim community, the imam, they would work together and make sure that everything is taken care of and everything is solved in a way that council members are not ending up suing each other, or people in the community are not having legal issues. All these things can be taken care of before it gets to that point. So I think that it just calls for constant communication. It calls for openness. We just need to have a way that we respect the hierarchy of everything. And we know that within our culture, the Chieftaincy Council plays a significant role because they are the godfathers of the culture. They're supposed to help us keep everything together, and they're supposed to solve our issues. So making sure they feel empowered and they have that respect to solve our issues will help a lot.
Thank you very much, Dr. EUNICE Cromwell. You have worked with some of the past administration, either closely or at least having seen them and having had an affiliation or some kind of collaborations with them. What would you say you've learned from these leaderships or leaders within the Ghanaian community, and how is this going to guide you to become an even better, president, should you get the nod to become the leader of the GNC?
Thank you. I think it's very important to always acknowledge what everyone does. And I would say that within the administrations that I worked with, I appreciate the leadership of both Mr. Pakwesi Sam and Mr. Kasim Abubakari. They have taught me a lot about leadership, taught me a lot about just putting things together. There's a lot of things that happen at Ghana National Council that a lot of people don't understand if you're not really working on the inner side. Sometimes there's a lot of things, there's a lot of downfalls that happen. There's a lot of mistakes that happen, but it's up to all of us to work together. When you're working as a team, it's not time to point fingers and say you did this or you did that. When we succeed with something, we all get the glory for it. And when something doesn't work, we all have to take the hit for it and figure out the way forward. So I think everything that the past presidents have done have brought us to where we are right now. Had it not been for the initiative of all the presidents who have been before, Ghana National Council wouldn't be where they are right now. And none of us would even be interested in running because it wouldn't be a viable organization. So the fact that we are all looking forward to the future of Ghana National Council, we're looking forward to making it better, lets us know that somebody somewhere did something right. And that's the reason why we are still pushing forward to get things to be even better for Ghana National Council. And I believe that by the grace of God, we will get there.
Fantastic. I have two questions for you. Well, maybe a few come, but right now, the first one is, you tell me how extensive you are familiar with the Ghanaian community, and in your experience with working with the different groups, what have you identified is the number one problem, number one issue that Ghanaians grumble about a lot that you intend to solve, and how are you going to solve it?
Thank you. So being how connected I feel within the Ghanaian community. When I was younger, my father took me to a lot of places. My father is a pastor. He preaches everywhere. So one thing I've always been
Your
able
father is
to
a
be
pastor
involved
in
in
Ghana or in
is a lot of
Chicago?
church programs. My father is a pastor in Chicago. Reverend Dr. Kofi Nunu is a pastor in Chicago. He was actually the president of the Council of Ghanaian Churches for the last 25 years. And they just have a new president who is Pastor Gideon Biden. So they're in a new transition phase as well.
Okay.
So with growing up, I went to a lot of programs. I played the piano at church, so I had the unique opportunity of playing at a lot of services, a lot of funerals, a lot of weddings, a lot of things. So my father.
Okay, it looks like we're having another technical glitch, and so we will try and get her back you can tell she's trying very hard. It's super dark at her location. She was supposed to make this evening's interview because she's at work. But she said, "I'm gonna find a way to make this happen," and you can tell that she's really trying. And so hopefully we can get it back on and continue the discussion. But that is Dr. EUNICE CROMWELL. She is sharing with us her vision for the entire diaspora community and the Ghanaian community here in Chicago. She's back online. Hopefully we can continue. Hopefully the
I'm
internet
sorry.
behaves. No, it's fine. It's not you. It's your internet. And if you're able to turn on the light in your car, maybe that should give you a little
Oh, I
illumination.
did. Sorry.
I know. I know you were fixated on
Technology only works when, yeah. Today's a day, but God is able.
yes. You're doing well too. You're doing great. You're doing great. So let's
Thank you. I'm trying.
continue from where we left off. Your father took you to a lot of places within the Ghanaian community in Chicago. Yeah, please continue from there.
Yes, and so I got to learn the culture, and playing the organ too. You get to be around people at their lowest point. One of my favorite scriptures is the Bible says that He is closest to those who are brokenhearted and heavy burdened. So I've always known that service of playing the piano, providing comfort to people, has always been my ministry, and I've always enjoyed doing that. What I discovered, especially through COVID, that an issue was within the Ghanaian community is lack of health care. Um, when you talk about people and having a good sense of life and living to their fullest potential, you can't live to your fullest potential if you have high blood pressure that's not controlled, if you have diabetes and you don't know what to do about it. So I learned a lot about our community from the health clinic, actually, speaking to people, learning their challenges, taught me a lot about the community. So that is why the community health clinic is very, very important. Other than that, people are also struggling for job opportunities. The mayor's office also informed us that they had plenty of jobs for the city, and she noticed that a lot of Africans were not applying for it. So she did send us a link that our PRO did share to the community of how people could apply for jobs. So people are struggling in different ways, and unfortunately, sometimes the way our community is, people are shy to really express what's going on with them. So within the community health clinic, we do have a mental health aspect of it, so people can feel comfortable and get the resources that they need to be able to navigate, because it is hard when you come to this country. You really don't know anyone, you're trying to navigate things. Maybe you're in school, maybe you feel depressed, or any of those things. You need people who you can talk to. And so one thing that I would really want for Ghana National Council to establish is really to strengthen their welfare department. So people who are having issues, we're just not just hearing them and not doing anything about them, but we can provide them vital resources on how they can receive help.
Thank you so much. I appreciate your comments, the vision that you've shared so far. I'm going to share a comment that has been passed on the show during your presentation. This is from Prince Perez Ansa. He basically highlighted some of the things you mentioned. Like, he captured some of the things you mentioned and added some. Now, I don't know if this is your PRO or this is just a fan, but he mentioned, again, let me know if there's something that you approve of, or this is just somebody who is wanting you to. These are things that he wants you to pay attention to. So he said he outlined leadership skills, communication skills, strategic thinking, problem solving, integrity and transparency, collaborative skills, financial management, community engagement, visionary experience. The doctor has got all these qualities, the president in the making. Do you approve of this message, or you want to disassociate yourself?
I approve of this message, and thank you so much, Mr. Perez. I really appreciate your support. Thank you.
And another comment from Dr. K says, "We appreciate you, Doctor. All the best. Sounds like you are ready for day one. Should you win or lose, would you still use your experience to help the council? Great question.
Thank you so much for that question. Yes, I would still use my experiences. I am the operations director for the clinic, which is a very important project. So I would always stay working with the clinic services. And so, yes, I'm looking forward to pushing the council forward.
Now, thank you. Now, I must say that this question is very important to me because this is a friend that I've known. This is a childhood friend. Grew up in Ghana together. Lived almost in the same neighborhood, and lost contact for decades, and only connected with him at Ghana Fest. And he doesn't even live in Illinois. Right. So it speaks to the significance of Ghana Fest. Ghana Fest has connected friends that have lost contact for decades. It is our very prestigious festival, not only as a Ghanaian, but the entire African community. It represents the diaspora very well. What will you do to ensure that we don't have a situation like this year where we could not have Ghana Fest because I heard sponsorship issues? What are you going to do different? Correct me if I'm wrong, but I heard that was the main reason why this year we couldn't do Ghana Fest. What would you do different and make sure that we sustain this, since it goes to the core of us as Ghanaians and Africans in general in the diaspora?
Well, I think sponsorship was part of it, but we all know that the climate, immigration climate also played a role, a significant role in us not having Ghana Fest. So Ghana Fest, in order to have Ghana Fest, we start the process November the 1st, actually. That's when you first put the application in.
Okay.
I've been doing the application for Ghana Fest for the last 7 years. So making sure that we're the first one to put our application in, starting the process early, always ensures us getting the right grove for Ghana Fest. So that's how the whole Ghana Fest planning begins. So nothing has changed. Our administration still goes on till January. So as a team, collectively, the executives, we plan to jump right in November 1st, as we always do, applying for Ghana Fest, making sure that we have the approval from the city, start the conversation of working with the pricing to make sure that we have the best price so we can have the Ghana Fest. So as far as I'm concerned and what our president has told us, we can assure the Ghanaian community that we will be having a beautiful Ghana Fest this year. We look forward to it.
Okay, you just assured us that we can have it for next year. Again, you'll be president for 3 years, at least. That's what the Constitution allows. Would you be able to guarantee or assure Ghanaians, home and abroad, Africans in the diaspora, Black people in the diaspora, that we would sustain Ghana Fest at least during your tenure? Is that something you can approve of, guarantee, assure, or you want to wait on this?
That's an interesting question. We don't know tomorrow. So
Right.
what I can say is that we can take everything year by year. But as far as I'm looking at everything and our capabilities, Ghana Fest will be sustainable. We're going to
Okay.
work very hard to find different avenues on sponsoring Ghana Fest, getting better people who can help us run Ghana Fest, having better security companies, collaborating with different organizations. So I can see Ghana Fest staying around for many, many years to come. So I'm not worried about us not being able to have Ghana Fest. Whatever happened last year that we couldn't have, or this year that we couldn't have Ghana Fest, it is something that we've all learned from. And now we have different ways to handle some of those things so we can be able to continue to have Ghana Fest.
Would you do anything different to the formats that it has now? And if so, what is that? Secondly, people have complained about the pricing of Ghana Fest, or the ticket fee. Would you say that is the biggest feedback you've had from Ghana Fest attendees? If so, is something going to be done about it?
I haven't heard that the ticket price was a problem for Ghana Fest.
Okay.
I think $20 is pretty reasonable for a festival. So
That's fine.
if that is something that you've heard, I haven't heard that. I think that everything costs more money. So I
Mm,
know that the budget for Ghana Fest has gone up because every vendor is also charging more money. What we
okay.
paid a couple years ago for fencing or security, it's more money. So that is the reason why we need to focus on making sure that we have good sponsorship. We need to collaborate with the Ministry of Tourism in Ghana to also ask them to help us to bring entertainment here because we are promoting Ghanaian culture. So Ghana should be fully involved in helping us promote Ghana culture. So those are the things, those are the conversations that I'm going to be initiating and continuing because it's not something that's new. I know our former presidents have also attempted and also have made good headway. So we'll continue those conversations and allow more people to help us to have Ghana Fest the way we want Ghana Fest to be. Because nothing's going to get cheaper. Everything's actually going to be costing more money. So we need to find ways to make more money to have the festival the way we want it to be.
Thank you very much. And just still staying with Ghana Fest, is there anything you would do different in tweaking anything you do different when it comes to the formats that Ghana Fest has now?
So I love the format of Ghana Fest, but one thing I think could be enhanced is just the culture presence. So
Mm,
sitting down with the Chieftaincy Council, getting them more involved in the initial stages of planning Ghana Fest,
mm,
I think would be beneficial to us all. There are people who specifically come only to see the chiefs and the Queen Mother to learn about that culture. So making sure that we are more, we can use more, making it a little bit more authentic
mm.
but still incorporating all the things that our youth want to. So it's still going to be something that's going to be good for everyone. So I think satisfying that happy medium is something that is very important. And if we start early, having conversations with the Chieftaincy Council, meeting with the churches, meeting with the other religious leaders, I think everybody will be very happy because there's something for everyone at Ghana Fest, right? It starts with the gospel hour, then we have our royal court, then we have our artists that we bring. So everyone comes for a specific reason. But what we need to do is make sure that we are reaching all the players, all the stakeholders, so everyone is satisfied with what we produce.
All right, two more questions. One is coming from Eliasu, who's watching us on on YouTube. Hi, Dr. Cromwell. What measures have you put in place to ensure the Ghanaian community of transparency and accountability if elected as president?
Thank you so much for that question, Ilyasu. I think it's all about who you work with. Um, Being open, being honest, making sure that our affiliates and our reps are taking all their information back to their associations, including our budgets, including our accounts. If any business deal comes up, sitting down with the council, explaining it to them, getting everyone's feedback. Those are all the things that I want to ensure that will be happening. There are no secrets within Ghana National Council, but I think that there's a lot of things that sometimes get missed. And so just keeping a very open conversation, making sure that everyone feels comfortable to talk to council members about anything is what I would like to implement or continue have going on.
Fantastic. Great response. I appreciate that. Thank you, Eliasu, for coming up with that question. Last question to you, Dr. Eunice Cromwell. I have observed that the African community is not really present when it comes to the political space, or there's the bigger Chicago community. There have been a lot of social movements, the call for change, and a lot of things, and you hardly will see Africans present or participating. It's as though we don't really care about what goes on outside our community. But then we do depend on, okay, we lost her, and so it will
I'm
not
here.
make sense. Okay, great. But then we depend on the city, the bigger community, which is a city, for resources, whether it's immigration, healthcare, housing, jobs. Like, we get everything from here, but then we don't seem to want to participate. Now, what would you do as a leader? And thankfully, Ghana has always taken a lead position when it comes to community organization. Ghana is known to be the gateway to Africa, and we are proud about that. We work hard for it, considering our first president, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. So we have a great history of initiating and taking the lead for progress. Now, which Ghana National Council has wonderfully and remarkably done in the diaspora. Your work, your organization is known across the country, particularly because of this of Ghana Fest, which is one of your initiatives. And so my question is, how do you intend, if you become president, to use Ghana to bring the other communities, the other African communities together, not just African, but the Caribbean and probably and also the African American communities together in a way that progresses and that gets us more involved in things that concern the greater Chicagoland?
That's a great question. I think that what we need to do is we need to find people who are specializing in that. One thing I really believe in is networking. And so, this conversation that you're bringing, I know that you have a lot of connections and you spend a lot of your time trying to bridge the gap between African Americans and Africans and even Caribbean. So, even having someone like yourself to run that initiative and help us to mobilize people so we can be more relevant when it comes to the political space as being Ghanaians and also incorporating ourselves with other Africans would be very important. I think we've made a good step with what we've been doing with the liaison from the mayor. She's Nigerian and she spoke to us at length about how we can connect with different African cultures. I know that our president also went to a program where the Togolese people invited them to. And when the business manager and I went to the senator's office, we had the opportunity to speak with a lot of different Africans, West Africans that were here in Chicago and share our concerns. So coming together and joining, going to other associations, not only within the Ghanaian associations, but different African countries to represent and also to show them our support. We attend their programs, they attend our programs. That's the way we can all build ourselves together, be more united as Africans. And when we're more united as Africans, then we all are a connective force, and then we can go forth to be higher in politics. So
Mm,
definitely something that can be done. We need the right people. We need the right people to advise us, put us in the right space, give us the right audience to speak to people so we can progress in that way.
fantastic, Dr. Eunice Cromwell. We will come to the end of the conversation this evening, but please close us
Thank you.
out and let audience and let the community and let everybody know why you should be the one they should be voting for. When are we voting? Where, if you have that information?
Oh, thank you. I'm humbled. And once again, I want to apologize to everyone for all my technical issues, but thank you for allowing me to get through this interview and express myself today. The president's position for the Ghana National Council is a very serious position. I feel that it should be given when you have a certain skill set and when you have certain experiences. My experience as business manager and vice president has uniquely put me in the correct position to take this position on full force and to be able to deliver to the Ghanaian community and the Chicago community at large. I feel very confident going into this position. I know God is able and is going to uplift and encourage us all. I have lots of strength in my team that I'm going to be developing, especially depending on the choice of my vice president, which would be Mr. Davidson Ziga. We've had variety of meetings and just putting a lot of things into play. So I'm very excited about what the future holds. And I look forward to really bridging the gap and uniting the community and just taking us higher. There's a lot of things that we can do. And whatever has been done in the past, which is great. We can just know that it's going to be doubled and tripled. Election is going to be on Sunday, November the 2nd. It's going to be at the Ghana Community Church. It is affiliation based in terms of the votes, so it's 13 votes, but it's open to the community. So anyone who wants to come and witness history in the making, please come and we can all celebrate that day.
It would not be fair if I don't ask you this question, because I did ask Kakape, who was running against you or running with you to become the president, which is the Constitution. And then quickly, you can give me a yes or no. Do you think the Constitution needs to be amended, and would you do so if you get to the seat?
Yes. So one thing I'd like to do within my first 90 days is amend the Constitution. There's a lot of things that are interpreted in different ways. There's been a lot of uproar for different things with the Constitution. And so making sure that it's clear, concise, getting a lawyer to oversee it, making sure that everyone interprets it in the correct way is first on the agenda, meaning that would be happening within the first 90 days. So yes, that is something that needs to be done right away.
Okay. Thank you again, Dr. EUNICE Cromwell. And it looks as if as the show comes to its end, your internet decides to be of its best behavior. And so and so we are
I can
tempted
see
to keep
that.
going. Right, right. And so we are tempted to keep going on. But you have done us a great service by taking time off of your work to share your vision with the community. We wish you the best of luck from the Progressive Mind show and myself personally as
Thank
a
you.
friend in the community, and hope that everything goes well for you. And so thank you so much once again, Dr. EUNICE Cromwell, for being on the show this evening.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so thanks once again, all everyone, for being part of the show. This is um, Vanessa. She says, "Well spoken, Dr. EUNICE Cromwell." Thank you, Vanessa, for chiming in. We are grateful. We had to let her go back to work. She works in the health sector, so these institutions, don't play with their time. And so we had to let her go. But on that note, we want to thank everyone that joined the feed, whether you commented or not. Thank you for being part of this conversation. The race for the presidency, Ghana National Council Chicago, is on. It's let's say it's heated. It's heated in a good way. We don't fight. Someone is listening and say we don't fight. Every home, every family, every core group have their own have their wranglings. Even siblings, even twins fight, but it's sometimes out of love. And so whatever it is, we are not at each other's neck. We'll have our differences, but the elections will be held on November 2nd. It will be peaceful. Whoever the community or the affiliations, the affiliations decides to put in that office to lead Ghana, we know and trust that they will do the best for the Ghanaians, Black and brown people in the diaspora, and for the city of Chicago at large, and of course to the benefit of Illinois and to the United States of America, and of course Ghana and the continent of Africa. And Benaba, why would you wait till last minute to bring your comment? Abna, she says the awareness, the selflessness of making it work no matter what. Well done, Dr. Cromwell. Abna, you wait, but the person go now to bring your comments. She would have appreciated it if you had sent it earlier while she was on here. But again, thanks everyone for being part of the show. We're hoping for the best for both candidates, and looking forward to great things happening this year, the years to come for everyone. The Progressive Mind Show will bring its streaming to an end this evening. We'll be coming your way again. We're not certain of the next episode, but definitely coming your way very soon. We're working on great things. We're going to have an in-person studio, and so we can do this. We can do this. We can serve our communities better and also be of benefit to the diaspora and the continent of Africa. My name is Senna, aka Alinko. You can subscribe to our channels, our platforms, all social media platforms, whether it's TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. It's all the Progressive Minds Show. Remember, we are 501c3, so every support you give us goes to the benefits of what we do in the community. We'll also coming next year. Also, the exchange ceremony is happening, and we'll be watch out for very innovative things as we bridge the gap between Africans, Caribbeans, African Americans, as we connect Africa and the diaspora, and as we seek for cultural and economic partnership with Africa, specifically Ghana and its diaspora. So thank you once again. God bless you. Remember, to whom much is given, much is required. And I've been your host this evening, Senna, aka Alinko. Bye-bye, and have a wonderful evening.